Hello. In this short film, we will be exploring some opportunities for livening up online language lessons by adding what I call visuals. These are elements that provide an extra dimension to conversational exchanges. In the first film, we considered the use of gestures and how a simple whiteboard could reinforce language learning points. Now it's time to explore some uses of word cards, picture cards, and photographs. Remember that there are at least 4 stages in learning to speak a foreign language. Firstly, it is better if the learner can hear the language within a context that is particularly useful. Secondly, there's the issue of understanding its function and its form in relevant communication. Thirdly, practice, essential. It is essential so that it becomes part of a linguistic memory. And then you have to find ways of applying it in meaningful conversation so that it is embedded even more. Word cards, picture cards, and photos can be particularly helpful in stages 2 and 3, understanding and practicing new language. First, let's look at word cards. When introducing and highlighting new vocabulary, or for reinforcing correct pronunciation, single words written on cards can help a lot. Let's take a very simple example, which came up recently in an online lesson. It's recognizing and practicing the difference between walk and work. First, show the words individually and slowly repeat. Walk, work, walk, work, but then speed them up and swap them around so that there is a real attention to pronunciation. It only takes a couple of seconds. Then put them into a sentence. I walk to school. I walk to school. I work in an office. I work in an office. I. And then, of course, there are number cards. 3, 33, 333. We know that the TH sound in English can be particularly tricky. Of course, one of the advantages of word cards over the use of the whiteboard is that you can do your preparation ahead of your lesson. You can have these at your disposal on your desktop, and of course you can move them around. They can be used in a very flexible way on screen. Word cards can also help with grammar and sentence building. Remember verb endings. Go, goes. I go. He, she, goes. Take it one stage further. Work, works. My brother. There or there? There, of course. There or there? Of course, there. Make up a sentence.
My parents work on their farm.
Exactly. Countable and uncountable nouns can cause problems. Is it much or many? What would you recommend I visit if I visited London? What would you do if you went to Casablanca? Have a range of open-ended questions as well as the simple how far are they away from where you live type of question. Syntax is all about the order and placing of words in a sentence. Adverbs tend to follow the verb in many languages, but that's not often the case in English. Words like always, usually, sometimes can be difficult to place. Used in conjunction with a whiteboard, a simple word card can help Learners identify, for example, the best position for it to fit. This can be done at a simple level. So, where does usually fit?
I usually watch television for a couple of hours every day.
But it can also be done at a more sophisticated level as well. Usually, I watch television for a couple of hours every day.
Usually, I watch television for a couple of hours every day.
But the word usually, placed here in the sentence, really demands a but and further explanation of what was different today. So now let's move on to picture cards. The most common use of flashcards, as they are commonly known, is showing a picture with this definition on the back. The idea is to introduce new vocabulary, focusing on the image first and foremost, but with the possibility of displaying the written form as well, but alternating between the two. Here is a range of topics that lend themselves to the use of picture cards, from introducing colours at a very simple level to explaining feelings. Red.
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 Blue.
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 Blue. Blue.
Green.
Green. Green. Green. Blue. Red.
Good. Which do you prefer playing?
I prefer tennis.
Where do you play tennis?
I play tennis in school.
Right. And you don't like football?
No, I don't.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling happy.
Good. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling sad.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling angry.
Now this may be new. It's puzzled. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling puzzled.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling puzzled.
Good. As you can see, the artwork isn't up to much. But there, I didn't ever claim to be an artist. But it doesn't matter. The learners will be quite interested in what you're presenting, and it takes the focus away from you. It adds another dimension to the lesson. I am quite keen on getting good pronunciation, especially when similar sounding words, wrongly pronounced, can impair communication. Here's a recent example. Now, what did she say? What did she enjoy doing? Was it reading, riding, or writing? Picture cards with pronunciation practice helped sort out the confusion. Reading.
Reading.
Writing.
Writing.
Riding.
Riding.
Reading, writing, riding.
Reading. Writing. Riding. Writing. Reading. Riding.
This is my rough, well, very rough drawing of a building. It is based on the place where my students are staying while they attend school. The end purpose of the activity was to give me a virtual tour of the building, but they needed to build up and practice their vocabulary first, starting with a number of floors and where the different rooms were situated. Ground floor.
Ground floor.
First floor.
First floor.
Second floor.
Second floor.
On the ground floor.
On the ground floor.
On the first floor.
On the first floor.
On the second floor.
On the second floor.
So you see, a simple sketch like this was very useful in the initial stages of this exercise. Now let's see how photographs can inject some realism into your lessons. Photo cards can be used for simple description, but they can also elicit many more answers. Here is a shop. It's not just any shop. It's the one that my students actually use. So I used it in an accumulation game. In answer to the question, what can you buy there? Each student adds one more thing to the previous items on the list of things they go to buy there. They really go there to buy them. The answers did not produce particularly healthy diet. What could you buy in this shop? Well, apparently you can buy, and I quote, you can buy sweets, biscuits, lemonade, crisps, cake and pizza. Photographs with some human interest can stimulate a lot of chat, a lot of talking. What can you see in this photo? What are these people doing? Where are they? What is the weather like? What are they wearing? Of course, your students should also be given plenty of chance to practice their question formation skills.
Who is this man?
He's a friend.
Where is he?
He is outside his house.
Is he on the terrace?
Yes, he is.
Why is he looking puzzled?
I don't know. Why do you think he is puzzled? In a recent lesson with 17 to 18-year-olds, I asked the open-ended question, who is this? They came up with the following suggestions. She is young, maybe 25 years old. She is smiling. She is wearing glasses. She has good teeth. Then, when pushed for more information, they went on to speculate, which was the whole point of the exercise. Maybe she lives in England or the United States. She seems intelligent. She is possibly a businesswoman. She's not married, but I think she has a boyfriend. Her dream is to become the manager of the company where she works. Of course, they needed prompting occasionally with the right questions, but there was a real sense of achievement when each of the three learners was able to become more creative with their language, moving on to other photographs showing different people in different circumstances. In reality, they were moving to that fourth stage of language learning, from practicing to applying the language in real conversations. So, I hope that this film will have given you a couple of ideas for adding visuals to your language lessons, especially if you, like me, are new to online teaching. With word cards, picture cards and photos, you can introduce new language, give practice opportunities, and show your students how to apply the language in contexts where they need it. Get them used to manipulating words and building sentences. Stimulate their creative skills with open-ended questions. Let your imagination run free. If you do, so will theirs. Thank you for watching.